The Simpsons gag, you know, back when the Simpsons was comical. Now it's, I don't know.
What is it now?
Wuzzle wuzzle.
Wuzzle.
A source of entertainment.
Oh, fart me, man.
There was a good Uprocks article that I bookmarked that lists what were then all the seasons in order.
Uprocks?
Yeah.
You know who else has been featured on Uprocks?
You?
Yeah, Uprocks named us one of the top 10 video game podcasts of 2016.
It's good to be number 10.
They said they really liked it because it seemed like the people on the show were actually friends. And I was like, yeah, we pretend really well.
Yeah. I just do this to get paid.
It's sandwiches.
Yeah.
Burgers and sandwiches.
Burgers and strife.
Hamburger sandwiches.
I got 2 hamburger sandwiches.
French fried potatoes.
I forewent the fries and soda.
I don't even know if that's the right episode number. I guess it is. All right. It's on the site. This is here. I'm doing everything backwards for some reason. Whatever. It's been that kind of day. All right. We'll be starting in a second, everybody. Let me just get my act together.
Starting in a second. I'm for anybody. I had a Minish cap once. Didn't work out.
Well, how did it not work out?
It made me too mini. It minished me.
But how'd you undiminished then?
Took the head off.
Took the head off.
Took the head off. Okay, I think I'm ready now. All right.
Oh, we gotta watch that meteor shower tonight. There's no clouds. It's gonna be so clear. Whatever it is.
There's a meteor shower?
The Orionid insanity. I think it's caused by Halley's. Like we're gonna see some shit in the sky.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
When does it start?
And it starts right now. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast Webisode 636. The Larvesta Podcast.
She sounds either hot or real
take
gross.
Larvesta for my blood.
It sounds like
blood
Lunesta.
pressure. If you
Except
want
it's made
high
of
blood
larva.
pressure and you want to sleep a lot, take Larvesta. Larvesta is a dual-type bug fire Pokemon
Larva.
introduced in Generation
Lava.
5.
Larva.
Larvesta is a fuzzy moth larva-like Pokemon. It has blue eyes and its shadowed face. Its white mane of fuzz encompasses its head and the upper half of its body, while its lower half is brown. It has 3 pairs of small black legs. There are 5 red, slightly whorled horns on the sides of its head, which it can use to spit fire as a defensive tactic to deter predators. It has been seen using fire it spits from these horns to fly. That makes no sense. It lives at the feet of volcanoes. Everything else, perfect sense. That, though,
It spits from its horns.
I'm going to read it again.
Fire that makes it fly.
It has been seen using fire it spits from its horns to fly. So I guess, like, it just...
Like jets.
Yeah.
No.
Which way are these horns pointing?
Jet propulsion.
Everywhere.
They're
They're pointing everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess.
It's number 6.
I like
Yeah,
the
story checks out.
I like its haircut.
It's 6. Yeah, right.
We got to get in touch with Neil deGrasse Tyson and see if it's
Is this Pokemon realistic? It's 636. Its gender ratio is 50% male, 50% female. It's 63 pounds, and
What?
it's 3 feet tall.
That's way too heavy.
And there you go. Okay. I know this was another last-minute podcast. I apologize, but thanks to the people who showed up and also showed up to watch, like Orlando Crespo, which is a great name. Julian, It's a Trap, The Owlable, Fangs Wolf, Sarah, Brad Ward, All 41 Review, Nothing Found, David Garcia, Ice, and whoever else I missed. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
I
you.
know more people are going to trickle in. So I made you stop talking about something
I know.
so we can talk about it on the podcast. Because as you know, we start off every podcast by not talking about Nintendo, and then throughout.
Then we
as
circle
well.
back usually. Yeah.
But we're talking about the new Star Wars movie.
Right. I haven't seen the trailer
I
yet.
don't remember what it's called.
The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi.
Absolutely Last Jedi.
And you asked if Darth Maul was coming
Right,
back.
because you mentioned in the trailer, which I hadn't seen, there was a lot of red, so I made a Darth Maul joke.
Oh, yeah, because he is himself very red.
No, that would be his favorite color.
He is himself very red. All right, so I know some Darth Maul history. I don't know all of it. Now there's gonna be holes in here, but I believe Murasaki.
He's kind of like Larvesta.
I believe this is what happened. So he had his, in the movie, he got chopped in half, fell down the pit.
Yeah.
But the upper half survived, and I don't know how it happened, but he was a spider for some point, a giant spider.
In what iteration of the Star Wars lore? Like the
book iteration.
Like the Lego video game?
Did he become like a cyborg or something? Isn't like his lower half like a cybernetic spider?
Yes, it's something like that. I don't
like Mojo from Wolverine.
But then it gets crazier. Somebody kills him, and I want to say it's
everyone cheered.
I want to say it's Obi-Wan. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But
isn't that who killed him the first time?
Well, apparently not.
He
No,
almost killed him.
Or was that Qui-Gon?
Then he had to finish the job.
Something happens, and he's almost killed again.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember who.
Well,
but they recover his
anymore.
brain, and I believe they put his brain in a computer system.
Larger spider.
And it's like his brain. His brain is like part of a security system on some satellite. So like his.
I feel like they're just keeping him on the back burner in case they want to in case they run out of bad
good
guys.
Like comic book does. Yeah, nobody is ever really dead.
Yeah.
But I think Obi-Wan went there and blew that up, and I think that was his end. Now I could be wrong.
I'm sure.
Oh, Fangs the Wolf says this isn't canon anymore. There you go. So none of it happened. So we're back to him being chopped in half, and it's over. Here we go. David Garcia says, Clone Wars, he was a spider, and then he got better robot legs. Then he finds Obi-Wan and gets killed in 10 seconds. Hello, ZX Billy. So there you go.
Can we
like
make
I
that
said,
one of those Perseverance posters?
Yeah. Right.
Darth Maul's kind of lame.
Hello, Stuz. Like I said before the podcast, let's continue this during the podcast because I know people on the internet will know more than I.
Faster than a Google search.
I'm a Star Wars nerd, but not the best Star Wars nerd. So it's been... it's not canon anymore.
You're not the best, man.
So we're just back to him being chopped in half, and I guess he's dead.
I'm okay with that.
That's fine. I don't know. All I remember is that he had a bow staff dually laser lightsaber.
That's what they call him in the films.
Dually laser lightsaber. And then there was some da-da-da-da-da, and then he was in half.
That song is called Corn on the Cob, actually.
Corn on the Cob.
Corn on the Cob.
Now, that wasn't John Williams that did that song, was it?
What?
Was that a John Williams?
John Williams.
Yeah.
That sounds like Carmina Burana.
You know what I feel bad about? John Williams
nerds
did some fantastic music for those prequels, and the prequels were not good if you haven't.
I never saw
His
episode
score
3.
is probably the best thing about those
It really is. Yeah.
Would you believe episode 2 turned me off to episode 3? So I never watched episode 3.
Episode 3, I
understand
stand by as the best of the prequels. I also
But it's
stand
still
by
very
as
bad.
a bad movie. Yes. But
Best
I
of the
remember
worst.
seeing it in the theater, and I was like, this is better than the other two.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Well, because what's his face?
Moody McMooderson?
I remember
Darth Vader, before he's Darth Vader, goes killing
Anakin.
little kids, and I'm like, yeah, get those kids.
Yeah, I remember.
That was my favorite
I remember
part.
because I was there, and I think John the Savage was there too.
Yes.
So we got to see, Darth Vader, go, no.
How did they approve that? How did they approve that?
2 words.
I don't know. After all the other terrible decisions they made.
Well,
when it's your passion project, it's hard for people to say no to The Godfather, and
hard
sometimes
for people to say no in movies, apparently.
So yeah, sometimes you need that dissenting voice that you trust to.
At first, I was convinced that it wasn't James Earl Jones because I couldn't imagine him delivering dialogue that badly.
Yeah, it's only one word, and you did it so poorly. How did that come about? I thought somebody's got to interview that man. Yes, another Friday podcast named King Clown. This is See It Then.
Wedding season, it's rough.
What?
I don't know. Is that why you can't podcast more? I don't know.
Oh no! Here we go again. It's something religious.
Oh, it's Diwali.
The rapture?
Teens go through.
Puberty?
I don't think that's religious.
Confirmation?
Bar mitzvah?
Yes, confirmation.
Okay, that's
yes,
nice.
that's what it is.
Who's getting confirmed?
My cousin's child. But we're not going to the confirmation. We are going to the party for the confirmation.
Those get wild. Better bring an extra pair of pants.
And you stopped.
I was just cleaning the microphone.
You're not supposed to bang the table.
I need several napkins. for my soul after that.
This is a great segue back to Nintendo. So
I've heard of that.
Nintendo.
Right.
I got to attend a holiday showcase preview event
Ooh.
for Nintendo yesterday. Thank you to Nintendo for inviting me. I brought Nikki Hill. This is a story no one's heard. You two are going to be the first to hear it, minus Mom Brain. She heard it.
Right.
Yes, because somehow, and I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, but somehow, yet again, Nikki Hill was involved in an extremely awkward situation.
Magnet for those
Right
things.
when it was starting, I'll go about it a different way. So we go to the Nintendo offices. I'm meeting a new rep for the first time.
Who's
So I
Midtown,
meet the rep. I don't know anything about New York.
Sure.
I can tell you it should have taken an hour and a half to get there, and it took 3 hours.
Well, you drove. That was your first
Yes,
mistake.
but Nikki Hill's driving was beautiful. He's an animal, and I mean that in a good way. So I met my new rep. We sat down for our appointment, and we're waiting. Some other guy comes in. Don't remember his name. Wrote for an outlet. Starts with an E. But it's not something that covers video games usually. It was his first time ever being at Nintendo's offices. He was very nervous. Understandably, I used to be very nervous at those things. Yes, eroticats.com covering Nintendo.
Start with E.
I cover video games for eroticats.com.
What?
So anyway, it's like a circle of 3 like luxury chairs, like
Lovely.
and they're all pointing towards each other. So
To
Nikki Hill's
discuss.
on my left. This other guy's on the right. He sits down. Never met him before. He introduces himself because we got to sit there and make awkward small talk, whatever.
Yeah.
He looks at Nikki Hill before Nikki Hill says anything, and he goes,
You look like a squig.
yeah, right. He goes, "You look really familiar." And I knew in that instant we were going to all kinds of levels of awkward. So before Nikki Hill said anything, I jumped in and I said, I was laughing and I go, "I want you to know," to this other guy. I said, "I want you to know awkward situations always happen like this with this guy. And I'm very excited to see how this plays out." And I just sat back. And Nikki Hill sits there and he's like, the guy's like, "I feel like I've seen you somewhere before." And Nikki Hill goes, "No." And I'm like, I work or I run GoNintendo, and he's on our podcast. I said, like I don't know if you've seen the podcast or not, but that's the only place I could think of that you would know this guy's face from. And he goes, "No, I haven't seen it." So then the guy goes, "What do you do for a living?" to Nikki Hill to see what else he does. And Nikki Hill goes, "I'm in reality TV." And that's all he says. So of course the other guy is like, "What shows?" And Nikki Hill lists the shows. And I have to step in and say, "He's not on the shows. He films the shows." And the guy goes, "Oh, I thought I saw him on a show." And I go, "I know, because of the way he said it."
Well, he's been on camera sometimes
Yeah,
in the
once
shows.
he has been on. And I brought that point up, and I said,
either you have a really good memory or not.
I said to Nikki Hill, "What was that show you were on for like 5 seconds?" And he said, Black Ink Crew.
Yeah.
And I said, "Do you know him from that?" And the guy goes, "No." So I said, "Well,
You're just being creepy."
You just think you know him from
This is
somewhere.
it's like the Gym Night All-State.
And then it gets even better because someone else from Nintendo comes out to meet this guy who's never been there before. And she looks at this guy and she goes, "You look really familiar." And I said, "Is this happening?"
People got to get better icebreakers. That one doesn't work out.
I know the guy's face was like, "This is my life now. Either I'm going to see people I think I recognize, or people are going to see me and
I
think
think everyone's
recognize
just
me."
going insane.
Yeah, right. So that was the first
You look just like my mother.
10 minutes of my appointment. Thankfully, after that,
It was mostly just dropping penguins off cliffs. That's what I like to do at Christmas time.
I can't tell you something.
Okay, that's fair.
But
Were there any special celebrity guests?
remind me later, because there is something penguin related I want to talk about.
Off camera?
Off camera, yes.
Sorry.
So anyway, I was at the preview event. Let me talk about what we played. So, I mean, the whole event was so funny because Nikki Hill was there. And he's got a way of interacting with people. So we sat down. They're like, "What do you want to play?" Obviously, we want to play Super Mario Odyssey first. So they set us up at that. And they said, "You can play 2 people at once." They said, "We have 2 demo units. Somebody's got to play handheld. Somebody could be on the TV," which was like the scariest thing Nikki Hill's ever heard because he doesn't want to play in front of people. He's like, "I want to play." Well, he wouldn't say it, but I know he wanted to play handheld.
Right.
And I go, I'll play TV. That's fine. I don't give a crap. And he's like, okay, all right, yeah, I'll play handheld. The lady who was setting up the demos wasn't paying attention and gave him the TV. So what I should stress is when you go to these events, it's not just you and a rep playing. It was, for example, our session was me and Nikki Hill. There were 2 people from Nintendo there. There was another person from the PR agency and another person in there as well, sitting in the corner. So all of them are watching you play. So I'm sitting there playing on the handheld.
What's going on in the room?
Yeah, I'm sitting there. Yeah, and that's it. It was just us. Like, we were the focus of the room. They weren't paying attention to anybody else. So I'm sitting there playing handheld, like all happy and whatever. He's having a terrible time. You could hear the rep that was like helping him go from like, oh, you'll be fine, to like, you know, you could play on easy mode. He's so disappointed, but it is what it is. But yeah, we played Super Mario Odyssey. But if you guys have been to hello, Robert. Hello, Boy Meets Nintendo. I want to think that that's Danielle Official, but it's probably not. Topanga.
Yes, I know.
If you've been to Target or Walmart or Best Buy and you've played the Super Mario Odyssey demo that's there, then we played the same demo. It's the same thing. They only have like one demo because the game comes out next week, so you're not getting anything more than that. So there's not really like anything new I can say. We've talked about this demo before, but we played it and it was a lot of fun and had a great time. After that, I got to check out Skyrim on the Switch, and I haven't played Skyrim since it was on the 360. And I wanted to try the motion controls because obviously that's brand new for this version. Hello, Chilled Blue. So I gave the motion controls a try, and my demo session consisted of me wandering upon like wolves and killing them. So like I'm in a demo session. Nikki Hill's playing something else completely different. I don't remember what he was playing. But the lady came over and she's like, let me turn up the sound on your Switch so you can hear it better. So like they're trying to talk about something and you hear my screen's going like, and like neck snapping and stuff. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
She's playing.
So she comes over later and she's like, how you doing? I'm like, I've killed 2 wolves and I've eaten berries. She's like, don't worry, you're doing great.
Oh, it takes work.
Like I've played the game before. It's just I haven't played like this. But yeah, I got to play with the Legend of Zelda DLC, which gives you the Hyrule Sword and Shield and the Champion's Tunic. So I was wandering around in that. But yeah, you know, Skyrim's a hard game to demo. Yeah. In like each demo session is like 10 minutes.
You need about 8 hours for a Skyrim.
Yeah, way more. It's very, it's like, hey, here's a 400-hour game. Yeah. You have 10 minutes to play. Exactly. Like if they were like, here's a demo, like if they were like, you're specifically doing this mission.
Right.
Okay, then that's something. But it was like, here's the game.
No context.
Whatever. So, but it played fine. It looked fine. You know, like it played like Skyrim. It looked like Skyrim. And I was using motion controls, and they worked fine for sword swings and shield bash or block. And I couldn't do bow and arrow because I didn't have one on the character, but that's motion controls too. So that's right around the corner. I did not play Doom, but Nikki Hill played Doom. I let him play that. So he was playing Doom on the Switch in handheld mode because he hasn't played that Doom at all. So he was checking that out. And we got into a great conversation about the music in that game because Doom's music is fantastic. Like Doom has some iconic songs just because it's Doom, classic. Like, you know, the classic theme song. But the composer for the latest one, I guess, was like, I'm going to make an awesome soundtrack. Because I'm
going to make something good.
Isn't the sound for what Doom is? Isn't the soundtrack awesome?
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
It's like real hardcore, like
some of it's almost
metal,
like industrial.
Yeah, it gave me. Yeah, parts of it gave me a real 9 Inch Nails vibe, like certain songs, and then other stuff is just like all out crazy guitar, like you know, double kick drum and all that.
I like it.
Yeah, it really, really, really fits the game. And I was talking about how I love the soundtrack so much. And a few weeks ago, I was doing work on the computer upstairs, and I was playing that soundtrack, and I was like blasting it. Mom Brain came home, and it's like walking me into hell. And she was like, "What's going on?" So I'm at the computer. It's like, I'm like,
it's having the right effect.
But yeah, the game looked good on Switch. I watched Nikki Hill play. Like we said, we know it's 30 frames per second versus 60. But the whole game is there. And the other thing is today, the developers Obviously, it's being published by Bethesda, but the team that's handling the port is Panic Button, and they have a lot of expertise with Nintendo platforms. They did an interview today with Games Radar, and we have a snippet from that on the site. You can go check out our site to see the snippet, but go to the full review because they talk all about bringing the game and how they said it was wicked hard to do, but they got it done, and they're really proud of it. And they said, you're working with a new system. There's going to be challenges, but yeah, Doom's on there. It works, and that comes out real soon too. You guys haven't played Doom. I can't recommend that game enough. It's a blast. Like, it's probably my favorite Doom since the original 2. Because Doom 64 was a lot of fun, and there's like Ultimate Doom and all that stuff. But what was it? What was that other Doom?
Yeah,
Doom 3.
Was it Doom 3? Yeah, that one wasn't too hot.
I didn't play.
It was like they're like, hey, let's make Doom, but let's make it really story based. And
that's fine. It's not what we like Doom.
No, Doom is this Doom is great
FPS.
because they keep the story to a minimum. There is story, but
You're in hell,
the game is literally run around and kill things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's all out insanity. That's what it's supposed to be. So, hello, Tim. So he played that. We also played Rocket League. Now, I played Rocket League before, but not on the Switch, and they let us play co-op. So it's me and Nikki Hill versus the computer, and we played that handheld mode, and it was awesome. I love Rocket League, and it felt exactly like Rocket League. It's going to be really cool for local multiplayer, and obviously you have online and the Nintendo exclusive content. But yeah, it played fine. It looked exactly the same as it did on other platforms as far as I could tell. I'm sure there's some differences in there, but it's 60 frames per second. And for those that don't know what Rocket League is, it's soccer, but you're a car. That's all. That's the difference. Yeah. And your car can jump too. So
simple.
But yeah, played right, felt right, looked good. I was really happy with it. And that is supposed to come out this year. We don't have an actual release date for it yet, but coming out this year. We also, for part of the time while Nikki Hill was playing Doom, I made the mistake of asking if they had WWE 2K18 to play, which they didn't. But they were like, "We have other sports games."
But Bailey's here.
No, yeah, right, under the table.
So you can.
Yeah, they were like, "We have other sports games. Do you want to play FIFA or NBA 2K18?" And I said, "Gotta be honest. The closest I get to real sports is WWE."
I really like.
And they're like, "That's not very close." And you're like,
right.
"I know.
I really like sports entertainment."
Yeah. And I was like, nothing against them. I'm just,
NBA Jam, too realistic for me.
I said, like, the last time I played FIFA was on the 64, and I said I had fun. It's just now.
We played that NBA Street or whatever it was, that newer NBA
Well, yeah,
Street
but these are
game.
like simulation sports games.
I understand.
But anyway, one of the ladies that was there was like, "No, come on, play FIFA." She said, "I played it yesterday for the first time, and I scored a goal. You'll like it." And I was like, "How much do you know about soccer? Because I don't know anything." She's like, "No, I don't know anything either." So
she knows
like,
about scoring a goal. Were you aware of that?
I was aware that they had goals,
okay,
yes.
That's good.
They throw the ball into the goal, yes, I know.
All hands. Use your feet, you get executed.
So as they were setting up another demo, I played some FIFA with this lady. And we start playing, and she's like, "I like the blah, blah, blahs because they have so-and-so." And I said to her, "You're a goddamn liar." I said, "You know more about soccer than you let on." She goes, "Oh, well, I used to live wherever this team came from." And she's like, I know people from the team. And I was like,
sure.
Yeah, sure.
You're like, "I like my team because they're wearing green."
Yeah, right.
That's where I'm at.
I picked my team based on, it was the first one that came up on the menu. And I was like, yes, this is the right
That's
one.
my team. Team number 1.
But with that said, the game was fun. It's just, it was fun because I was playing against somebody who doesn't really know how to play. And we ended in a 0-0 tie, which I know is
pure
just
soccer.
like soccer.
Pure soccer.
Well, yeah, we had a little fun playing that.
I'd like to see it. I haven't played a FIFA in a while.
It was fun.
FIFA 96, I was all about that. Remember that Christmas I got that? We were late to my uncle's house because I wouldn't stop playing it.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to be late. And I was like, one more match.
a-
It's a go. It's a go. It's a go. You could like jam on the Y button, make them say
If
it
you
over and
had a
over.
Switch,
Right.
you could play it and take it with you, so you wouldn't have to stop
Where would I take it?
to your uncle's house.
Oh, yeah, right. 20 years ago.
Yes.
Right.
Now, 20 years ago.
All
Yes.
right.
So we played that. I know I'm going to forget stuff. Oh, yeah. When we were playing Rocket League, I said your napkin story was the perfect segue for me to get into this, and now we're
Napkin
finally at
story.
that. But you said I need like 10 napkins or something in the beginning of the podcast.
Yes, for my soul.
And I said that's the perfect yes, that's the perfect segue for this section. And now we're finally at that part.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I was sitting there playing Rocket League, and one of the people at Nintendo reached across the table to get something, and they knocked over a bottle of water. And I swear to God, it had no lid on it, no cap. And I was like, I swear to God, I saw this in slow motion. I was like, this is my time to shine. On the table was my phone and 2 other Switch demo units.
I ran away real fast.
And I was like, and I grabbed the 2 Switches to save them, and I took my phone and went and pushed it off because I was like, I saved the Switch. Do I work for you now?
Yeah, exactly.
And
the Switches
she's
deserve
like,
to
oh my
be
God,
with you.
I'm so sorry. And she
Keep
grabbed like a big handful of napkins and wiped up the table and everything. She goes, did you get any water on you? And I said, I did, but don't worry. I'm wearing a bathing suit.
Like, that's
and
why
she was
you
like,
do
ha
that.
ha ha. And she walked over and she was like, wait, you actually are. And I said, oh, yes, I am.
I wouldn't joke about something like that.
Well, why would I joke about that? That's a terrible
I
joke.
said something like, I knew this moment was happening. That's why I wore it. Yeah, we got
It's good to be prepared.
we got into talking about like business attire for some reason. I don't know why.
And how
What was
you
it?
love that part of
It was something
job.
about one of the games we were playing, and then I said, like, clearly I'm ready for business with my business attire, and they laughed, blah, 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 but I can't remember why. I think it might have been because that other guy was there, and he was like all like dressed up like I'm at an event.
The guy from Erotic Cats?
Erotic Hats, yes. He was wearing an erotic hat. Very phallic. Nice to meet you, and it's a dick hitting people in the face. Shake up here, please.
I wore the big one for this.
It grows based on how much fun I'm having.
Can you see my
Yeah,
hat
he
is
was-
engorged?
The best part about this is the guy's like, oh, I have to check that podcast out, so I hope you're watching.
There you go. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That's
Maybe he
great.
can message us what his actual job is, because it's probably not.
I want to say it was like entrepreneur.com.
That's very close.
I think to erotic hat.
This was he.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Entrepreneur.
If I looked up the guys,
Eroticpreneur.
I'm sure I'd know who it was. So we did that, and then the last thing we played was Mario Party: The Top 100,
Mario
Which
Party,
is-
the partyiness.
a collection of the best Mario Party
Around.
mini games
Okay.
in one Mario Party game. But it's not
Wow.
like Nintendo asked fans what are the best
They-
games. They're like,
okay.
we know what are the best games. So they picked 100 games
What
out of
would
the
you
entire
say
franchise's
you
history.
agreed with percentage-wise? Or
Well,
Do
I
you
can
have
only
that frame
talk
of
about the
reference?
ones I played.
Okay.
I saw some other ones. I specifically asked for one game, and they said, well, we can't talk about that. And then the lady was like, but I'll see if it's in there. So I'll tell you about that later.
oh,
I can't say that here.
off
but-
record.
Yes. So what we did is I played a game solo against the computer, and then I also played against Nikki Hill. And I don't remember if it has a board game mode. I think the website said it does, or made mention of board game mode.
I like that.
But the mode we played was it's called decathlon mode,
Mhm.
or half decathlon too. So we played half decathlon, and it's like I think it was 5 mini games right in a row. And depending on not just getting first place, it also depends on how well you do in them. You gain a certain amount of points. And after all 5 games, it sees who's got the most points, and that's who wins. So we did, I can't remember them all if I think about it.
Rhythmic gymnastics.
No, the first one was the crazy baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what Mario parties they're from, but it was, there's a robot arm that throws a baseball, and you got to hit it. But sometimes it throws like a wobbly ball,
yeah.
and sometimes it throws
Stop
like a ball that
ball,
looks like
drop
it's 2
ball.
balls. Yeah.
Love it.
Played that one. Then the next one was the hell are the name of the cactus guys? Cacti in Mario? I don't remember.
Killer cacti.
Cactars? That sounds
Cactar.
right.
Like the ones
They're
that are
really
like
tall,
cactus
and you have
balls
to
and
mash
then-
the A button to like pluck out the sections and get
Okay.
down to nothing. So we did that. Then there was one that is you're all on a conveyor belt, and there's like hurdles to jump over, and then electrified hurdles. So if you get hit by a hurdle, you can like recover, but if you get hit by an electrified one, you fall off the conveyor belt.
Right.
So you
Okay.
go whoever can last the longest.
Cool.
Then there was an ice skating one, which was just, around an oval 5 times, whoever could do it the fastest. And then the last one was slot car racing, where you use the joystick as like the gas and the brake. You don't have to steer. It's just, like regular slot cars. Don't go too fast or it flies off the track. So we did all those. And I had a lot of fun. I mean, I love Mario Party. So
sounds almost as good as Fusion Frenzy, really.
one day, Nintendo will be able to match the quality of Fusion Frenzy. But yeah, we played that. That was a lot of fun. To tell you the truth, it was honestly the best demo session I've had. Everybody was like talkative, and not that they're not talkative, but like everybody was ready to like have fun. They've been doing this for 3 days. Yeah, this was the 3rd day. I could only go on the 3rd day. So they're literally giving these demos over and over and over again all day, and I'm sure they talk to people
brings great joy
who have no personality and are like awkward and weird. Like if it's just Nicky Hill by himself, forget it. Well, like I think they were ready. Like, okay, it's the last day. We're getting towards the end. Like we're excited to not do this anymore.
Yeah, it's like the Friday effect.
So they had some fun. Like we talked about so much stuff that wasn't Nintendo related, and some other stuff that was. Like we talked about Charles Martinet. How a video surfaced of him recently. One of his old gigs was him dressed up as a vampire selling some sort of something technology based. I don't know, for some, I don't remember if it was software or hardware for some company, but he's dressed as a vampire and he's rapping about this piece of technology. It was like one of those internal videos that they only show employees. Oh my God, it's so good. So I had seen the video before a while ago, but somebody now has like the high quality.
What was the voice put on?
What you imagine that your standard Dracula voice is. Like,
I don't know if it was like Dracula as Mario as Dracula.
No, it's your, I want to suck your blood. Your standard.
I want to suck your blood.
Wait, but he's rapping?
He is rapping about this thing. I forget what it is. It's just really funny. So they were like, what? What are you talking about? So I was like, oh, let me pull it up. So I brought it. I went to GoNintendo on my phone and I showed it to them, and they were like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Somebody there knew of it before and they had seen it, but
did you get him on the line and said, Charles, I have it?
They were saying the most recent Splatoon Splatfest was vampires versus werewolves.
Okay.
And they were like, we should have had Charles Martinet. It's the vampire. They said, well, if he was the one for that game, nobody would have picked
good
anything
new
different.
Dr. Pepper commercial with vampire in it. Very worthwhile. Yeah, check it out.
Tell me about it. Is this portion of the podcast sponsored by Dr. Pepper? It's the cool, refreshing taste of Dr. Pepper.
26 secret ingredients or something. All of which are chemicals.
I like to imagine that we're really doing a sponsorship and they gave us like things to read out, and you're like, 26 something. Whatever.
All kinds of flavor. I think there's a Dr. Pepper, like a guy who sells them at like sporting events, right? And then this vampire shows up. And he's like, I want to switch places with you, or something like that.
It sounds great.
He's also an idiot. I mean,
he's also impersonating Rocky. Is he? Yes,
I want to switch places.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is he a vampire Rocky?
Yeah. Well, I mean, traditional monsters also want to dress up for Halloween. We need to recognize that.
We do, and we don't recognize it enough.
We don't, but we do.
We need to. Yes, we need to. You know, how bad must monsters feel on Halloween when we go out like them?
Parading around,
like, look at how ugly we are,
and soiling their heritage.
Mummy heritage.
Is that
my mummy heritage?
Oh man, that's funny. So yeah, thank you to Nintendo for having us in to play that stuff. Like no surprises there, obviously, but it was their holiday preview, the stuff that's coming out this holiday. So,
that's coming, isn't it?
It is, I mean, as far as video games go, we're in it. It's here. Like the big releases have started coming out. Like this week was, which I didn't pick it up yet, the new South Park game, which I want to get. The Fractured Butthole.
I thought that was out already.
No, it just came out this week.
All right. All right.
Odyssey is next week. Fire Emblem Warriors just came out. Yes,
the dry erase board in one of the rooms. Someone had made a very elaborate Mario Odyssey.
Really?
Yeah.
And you didn't take a picture.
I was in a meeting. It wouldn't have been appropriate. Should still be up. I'll snap it on Monday.
I'm taking notes. Yeah. Hello, forget your life. How can anyone want to be a vampire? You can never eat garlic fries. Good point. Good point.
They have like a very advanced, like substitute garlic.
Holy moly! Hello, Bajorna. That's a name I haven't seen in forever, but I'll never forget it.
So I'll never forget it.
Hello, Gudetama fan. I don't know if that's how you say it. I know what that thing is, but I don't know if that's how you say it. So, hello. So yeah, again, thank you, Nintendo, for having us in. That's what we did. There's stuff I want to talk about, but I can't. I apologize. Not from that event. Everything I played, everything in that event, I can talk to you about, and I did. Oh, and that's what I want to say. I apologize for not having a video yesterday because I was in the city recording that, and also on top of that, or not recording that, playing that. On top of that, thank you to Nintendan, or Nintendon, as I'm supposed to say, because he covered the site yesterday. So he covered the site.
Formerly known as Nintendo.
He's well, you know. Recently, we had a conversation. And he's like, you know, you pronounce it Don. You are supposed to pronounce it Don, right? And I go, yeah, I know, but but he's like,
to make it easy,
it's my name, and I was like, oh, now I feel bad. So I was like, now I got to make sure I say Don. But yeah, he handled GoNintendo yesterday from like I want to say like 7 in the morning until 6 at night. So it was his longest block probably ever. And in the regular day for me, I'm not up at 7, but I go to bed at 7. I get up at noon, and then it's, you know, until I go to bed. So it's a long block. And he goes, man, that block is no joke. I was like, yeah, I'm not telling you about it. I do it every day. But he did a great job. And somebody emailed me, and they were like, what? Why didn't you start posting it till 7 at night? Because somebody was actually reading who was making the posts. And they were like, did you just wake up now? And I said, I didn't tell anybody where I was going because I couldn't. But I was like, no. Like, I'm alive. I didn't die or anything. Don was just covering for me. So thank you to him for that coverage. All right, let's do some news. We don't have a ton of time for news, but we'll see what we got. What is this garbage?
Cabbage.
Yeah, I'm going to go quick. So there's some Gen 3 Pokemon stuff coming to Pokemon Go. For Halloween, you'll get some fancy ghost Pokemon that are Gen 3. And then more Gen 3 stuff will come later on. So this was leaked in the latest update that Niantic put out for Pokemon Go, but now it's been confirmed by them. So yes, there are some ghosts for Pokemon Go that were not ghost Pokemon that were not available for and are part of Gen 3.
Gokemon.
Gokemon. Also, the NES Classic Edition almost didn't feature game boxes on its user interface.
What?
So,
how are you going to do that?
There's all that stuff about licensing. You know, everything has to be licensed. You got to license the game. You got to license the title. You got to license the box. You got to license the instruction booklet, all that crap. And when Nintendo first started making, what is this thing here? When they first started, I looked at one thing and I completely lost my train of thought. When they first started making the NES Classic Edition, or the Famicom Mini, whichever one you want to call it, we
know the real name.
We're like, we can't do the game boxes because that's too much red tape to go through. We can do our own game boxes, but we don't want to mix it with game boxes and something else. So they took a different approach, and they said, let's just do the title screens for games. So they did that, and they were like, wow, look, almost every screen is black. They're like, we can't do that. Yeah. So this came late in the game, too. They were like, we got to try and get game boxes on there because this doesn't look good. So somehow they pulled it off, and they were able to get the rights to use all those game boxes. And you can bet, like, other companies were like, well, give us a little more scratch, and we'll let you use those boxes. But it happened, and it's for the better, I think, because, yeah, just a big wall of black screens would be boring to look at, plus makes it harder to find what game you're looking for.
Counts because, you know, thumbnails count.
Also, they were saying there's a lot of developers at Nintendo who were working on the project that didn't think it was going to sell well at all because they're like, the Switch is coming out. The people are going to focus on that. But now Nintendo has the delightful problem of people focusing on both, and as well the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. So
still waiting on mine.
They are. You ordered one, or you didn't order one?
I'm waiting on my connection to give me the phone call. A restock. Yeah.
Lube?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to the Nintendo World Store next week. I could get you one if you want.
You expect them to be there?
If anywhere's going to have them, yes, I would guess there. If they have one, I'll grab
one. When are you going next week?
If I go, I am going Thursday.
Cool. I'll be at work then, but I will have cash. So.
Oh, I mean, you can pay whatever. I don't care.
Cool.
Do you have to work Friday?
No, I work Wednesday. I work Wednesday nights and Thursday nights.
No, I mean school Friday.
Oh yeah. Why wouldn't I?
I don't know what's going on. I was just asking. Maybe I don't know when Danielle will randomly be like, "I have off today," and I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "It's," and say some holiday, and I'm like, "All right."
No, we next thing that we have off is teacher convention.
I was asking because I was thinking maybe you could come in with us because we're going for the launch of Super Mario Odyssey. They're having a big thing at the store, and they're going to have the Airstream there that's all done up with the hat and all that garbage.
Garbage.
But anyway, yeah, that's your NES class. Oh, I can't not read your comments. That's one of my favorite things. So on the NES Classic Edition, get out of here, Pokemon. First comment comes from Ridley Soria, and they say, "It's still amazing to me how much of a disconnect there can be between developers and gamers. The second I saw the NES Classic, I knew a lot of people would want one. How could Nintendo not realize what was so painfully obvious? Crazy." I don't know. I don't know, to tell you the truth. I have no good answer for you. Because, yeah, when I saw it, I was like, oh, my God, this thing's going to sell like insane.
The price point itself was enticing, you know?
It's a box of nostalgia. People like nostalgia.
It's plug and play. It's HDMI. I mean,
Nintendo has also recently been asked about the potential for an N64 Classic Edition or a Game Boy Classic Edition, because there has been a rumor of a Game Boy Classic Edition because there's trademarks for the Game Boy that recently popped up in an image of the Game Boy, like a drawing of the Game Boy that fits with the NES and Super Nintendo Classic Edition boxes. So people are like, is this happening?
They can throw like 100 games on there.
On a Game Boy? You would think it should have the most of them. Yeah, I don't think 50. I would think that would be nice, but probably be 10.
As long as they got top ranked 10 or something.
Did you say probably
10? 10 extra large Game Boy games.
Eyeballing it.
Now in sepia and kind of gray.
I mean, they could do like Pokemon games and have 50 right there. So they asked Nintendo.
Do you think they put one on red or blue? Do you think they have red or blue on a?
I don't know, because Pokemon Company is a little different.
Probably not.
Plus, they just put those games out on Virtual Console.
Yeah, they don't want to compete with them. What would be on there?
On a Game Boy? Anything that is first party stuff, yeah. So all the
Mario
Wario games, the Mario Land games.
Land 2.
You know, if they didn't... Did you know you can play Tetris for free on Tetris.com?
Really?
Yeah, I'll talk to you after the podcast. Man, you guys are hitting on stuff I can't talk about. But I'm going to talk about it.
This GBC thing?
No. Yeah, let me stress, thank you for pointing it out. It's Tetris related because I write for Tetris.com. Did you know that you can play Tetris for free on Tetris.com?
I did. I've had some of my people that I work with exploring that.
You want to know the best part about it? I've been writing for them for 2 months, and last weekend was the first time I played Tetris on Tetris.com. On my phone.
So
I played it on the desktop.
So you're saying you didn't know that you could do that?
I did not know. I went on my phone and I was like, what? Why didn't anybody tell me you could play Tetris for free on Tetris?
You think that would be in your higher packet?
Yeah, I guess. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I got to write Tetris articles tonight. Anyway, they talked to Nintendo and they asked them, hey, are you going to do this stuff? And Nintendo's Takao Shimizu said he just wanted to see the Famicom Mini and the Super Famicom Mini side by side in stores first because both are out of stock. And he's like, we want to get them out there so people can buy them, and we want them to both be in stock at the same time. So basically, he sidestepped the question. But you know, what do you expect? And Nintendo's not going to be like, yes, we're working on those. Thanks for asking. They'll announce it when they're ready. Dominator 101 says, we won't get an N64 Classic until you can find both an NES Mini and an SNES Mini in the same store. Guess we're never getting an N64 Mini then. No, there's more NES Classics coming. And Super Nintendo Classic Edition is getting restocks pretty often. It could happen. I bet when it does happen, people will be interviewing Nintendo again and be like, well, now can you tell us?
You were quoted as saying, and I quote.
Switch firmware 4.0 is available, and it added a whole bunch of features, including one people have been waiting for. You now have the added functionality to capture video on select Switch games. Wow. So instead of pressing the capture button, you hold the capture button, and it will record the last 30 seconds of your gameplay. Then you can say that is saved on your Switch, and if you'd like to share it with people, you can share it through Twitter or Facebook. So, you know, if you have an awesome moment in Breath of the Wild or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, no MySpace integration yet, ARMS or Splatoon 2, those are the ones that are supported right now. Odyssey will be one as well. So, yeah, you can do that. And save your best moments and masturbate to them later. You can also edit your user icon and head to your My Page. Blah, 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 blah.
Your My Page?
You can transfer your save data to another system. So if you are bougie and have 2 Switches, you can transfer between the 2. They are now offering a pre-purchase option, which is another thing people have wanted on the Switch. People are like, why can't I preload a game on the Switch like I can on the 3DS? Well, now you can with select games.
No.
So if you want to be like, I don't know what games are available right now. We know in Japan, Snipper Clips Plus is one of them. So you could be like, I want to get Snipper Clips Plus, and I'm going to get it digital. So you go to the eShop, or you go to the page on Nintendo.com or Nintendo.co.jp, and you click that button, and you pay the price, and you load pretty much the whole game, but you don't get to play it. But when it does launch, you only have to download a very tiny bit to play the game, so you don't have to wait a long time.
Nice.
The news feed has been updated with a new look. And there's other stuff in there. You know, the general stability improvements. There's support for, wireless head. Every time I say something, people tell me I'm saying the wrong thing. Wireless headsets, USB headsets, Bluetooth headsets. Those work on Switch. I don't know. One of those is right for everybody, and the other 2 are wrong. So I feel like there's something else, but that's way too long. Steel Diver says, I just want to save my own videos to a micro SD card. I want to watch anime on my Switch. I don't give a rat's ass about sharing. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Well, there's anime games for Switch. Does that count?
Yeah.
Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 are coming to the Switch, and they're going to have exclusive mini games. One looks like garbage. The other one looks great. So Resident Evil Revelations has a mini game called Ghost Ship Panic. Blast your enemies in Ghost Ship Panic, an exclusive mini game for Resident Evil Revelations on the Switch. Go for the high score and earn BP to use in raid mode. BP is bonus points. This is literally like a really crappy background done to look like an old school 8-bit game. And it's like a real old school type of game where enemies just come down from the top of the screen and you just shoot them. That's it.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty bad. Now, here's the real one. It's like Capcom was like, let's make one really bad game and then one really good one. In Resident Evil Revelations 2, explore a deadly island as Barry Burton in this 8-bit throwback to Ghouls and Ghosts in an exclusive for Resident Evil Revelations 2. Go for the high score and earn rewards that can be used in raid mode. Basically, it's Ghouls and Ghosts completely redone, and Barry is the main character. So the enemies are from Resident Evil, but it's Ghouls and Ghosts with Barry. I'm going to play a little bit of it so you guys can see.
Barry.
Here you go. So Capcom hasn't forgotten about Ghouls and Ghosts.
How could you?
Would you look at that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you get the idea. Now, see, that's something with a little care put into it. That I can approve of. So yeah, but like I said, even the crappy game is still free and exclusive to Switch. So, and you get bonus BP, which is what we all play games for. First comment comes from the Dreaming Hawk, and he says, a bit tempted to get Resident Evil Revelations 2 just for the minigame, depending on how long it is. The first game's minigame looks really lame, though. Not into hard games, but if the minigames are lengthy, I'll buy Resident Evil Revelations 2 just for the throwback. Yeah, I don't know if it goes past the first level or not. I agree. I would like to know more information, but in typical Capcom fashion, we don't know what the hell's going on.
Just what the
North America. North America got Fire Emblem Warriors, which is available right now. Today's the 20th. Yes, available right now.
You're right.
It's a Warriors game, but with Fire Emblem characters, and I've heard it's quite good. Just Dance 2018 is available. You can dance to the hottest tracks of the year, including hits like 24K Magic by... I feel like you were going to say it.
Band in the Jim Johns. Is that true?
Bruno Mars. You start with a B.
Brian.
Band and the Jim Johns.
Does Bruno Mars is 24 hours?
Does Bruno Mars sing that song?
24K Magic.
24K Magic?
Oh.
Yes, that's Bruno Mars. It's a hit.
Does Bruno Mars
Also,
is
Side to
24
Side
females?
by
Side to Side? Probably Rihanna.
Part of her name sounds-
Rihanna Grande.
yes. Very good. Part
Look
of
at
her
that
name
pivot.
sounds like Rihanna.
Look at that pivot.
Ariana Grande, featuring Nicki Minaj. And I don't even know how to say this one.
You just did. Nicki Minaj. Good job.
Shantae.
Shananantahe. She's a Native American
No,
songstress.
that's the name of the song.
Shananantahe.
Shantae by...
Shantahe. Kesha.
No.
Catherine Perry.
She was a wolf in one of her songs.
Ah, yes. Shakara.
Shakira, yes. What else we got here?
Ooh.
Oh, that's the only ones they tell you about. Great for family gatherings, parties, and holidays.
What, Shakira?
Yes. Great for the spirit.
Bring that goat voice over here,
Families
Shakira.
love Shakira.
Dance.
You guys mind if I bring Shakira to the party?
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Also new this week is Judge.
Aaron Judge.
J-Y-D.
Oh.
That's Jidge.
Well, basically, it's a Judge.
I'll be the judge of that.
It's a Judge Dredd ripoff, but
Oh, okay.
so that's how I know it's supposed to be called Judge.
Well,
but
we can't
Judge
put-
is way better.
We can't put two J's on it. How are we gonna fancy
Judge
this?
Dredd.
Jidge.
Coming out
Jidge.
October 24th is The Mummy Demastered, which is made by one of my favorite companies, Way Forward. Also available right now is the Jackbox Party Pack number 4,
Oh, we've enjoyed
which I
some
have,
Jackbox.
but I have not played yet.
We don't have friends.
Your friends?
We don't have enough.
Actually, tonight we do.
We need more friends.
Spelunker Party is available on the Switch. The Neo Geo classic game Robo Army is available on the Switch.
Ooh.
Revenant Saga, which is a Kemco RPG, is on the Switch.
Love me some Neo
Party
Geo.
Golf is available on the Switch.
Ooh.
Siberia is available on the Switch. Night Terrors, the new game from Nicholas, that is Night as in K-N-I-G-H-T.
Oh.
That comes out October 24th. This is the police from the new
That
THQ
was giving me
Nordic.
Chantix flashback.
Is available October 24th. Elliot Quest has come to the Switch, which is available right now. Super Ping Pong Trick Shot is available on the
Sequel to
Switch.
Quest 64, I hope.
The Count Lucanor is available on Switch, which I hear is very good. Galaxy Blaster Code Red is on 3DS.
Is that a Mountain Dew sequel?
And Just Dance 2018 is available on the Wii U as well. And I guess the Wii, but you can't download it there. You got to do the old-fashioned...
Jamming
Chat,
it
stop
into
moving.
the...
you got to do the old-fashioned disc-based. Nintendo fanboy says, like when Nintendo do well, because everyone in a position to gain.
Right to the point. No extraneous words.
Like when
I like it.
Nintendo do well, way and stain mother.
A boy in awe.
We got some
Computer
early
Harry.
NPD information. So we were supposed to get NPD numbers yesterday, but we didn't because there was a delay in the data. But Nintendo's like, screw that. We got our stuff. Nintendo wants you to know that in September, Nintendo Switch was once again the top-selling current generation console. This marks the third straight month that Nintendo Switch has been number 1 and the 5th time overall in 7 months since launch. Switch has already surpassed 2 million units sold in the U.S. alone. I want to point that out. U.S. alone. So when we heard the 2 million, the 2.8 million were sold at launch, that was worldwide. And the previous number was for the Americas altogether. This number is for the U.S. alone. So 2 million sold in the U.S. alone, and we haven't even hit the first holiday season, which Nintendo points out. Also, when combined with the 3DS family of systems and the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, Nintendo systems claimed 2/3 of the month's total video game hardware sales, which is pretty damn impressive. Nintendo also wants you to know that Switch games, again, occupied multiple spots in the list of the best-selling individual games in the month, including Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle at number 7, Breath of the Wild at number 10, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at number 11. Also, the Metroid Samus Returns game. Nintendo talks about their own games like they've never heard of them before.
This one's called Metroid.
Also, the Metroid Samus Returns game for 3DS debuted at number 8. Well, that's great to hear. And then they say Nintendo Switch has more momentum in the works because you get Fire Emblem Warriors, which is out now, Super Mario Odyssey, which is out next week, Doom and the Elder Scrolls, which both come out on November 10th. Oh, no, I lied. Doom on November 10th, Elder Scrolls on November 17th. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on December 1st. They also want you to know the 3DS also got Fire Emblem Warriors. It's getting Mario Party to top 100 on November 10th, and Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon on November 17th. So big games. It's almost like it's a holiday season or something like that. First comment comes from Kuro, and Kuro says, it's great to see Metroid Samus Returns on the list. Since last month had FIFA and Destiny 2, Metroid being number 8 could still be a big number for it, like around 200K. We know that Rabbids was the best-selling third-party game on the Switch, so Metroid must have done good as well. You've done good, Metroid. You've done good. Europe, what did our friends in Europe get? Digitally. They got, holy moly, is this a long list? It goes on forever. Fire Emblem Warriors, Siberia,
got it.
The Lego Ninjago movie video game,
Got it.
Spelunker Party,
Beat it.
Don't Knock Twice, which is tied in with that movie, Rogue Trooper Redo or Redux, The Count Lucanor, Robo Army. They also got Jidge, Party Golf. They also got Putty Pals. 2 adorable bouncing blobs are lost far from home, and only teamwork, communication, and a whole lot of hilarious mistakes will guide them back. Sitting side by side on the couch, you and a friend can pull each other's puds.
It does not say that.
It doesn't say that. That's what I would do. No, it says sitting side by side on the couch, you and a friend will glide, bounce, squish, and swing your way through a vibrant cartoon landscape.
I don't want to do any
solving
of those
puzzles,
things with my
avoiding
friends on a
danger, and
couch.
uncovering hidden secrets. Revenant Saga is there as well. Super Ping Pong Trick Shot, Elliot Quest, the Jackbox Party Pack 4, DLC for some stuff. New 3DS got Fire Emblem Warriors. 3DS in general got Etrianasi 5 Beyond the Myth. It also got a demo for Nintendo Presents New Style Boutique 3. There's a demo for Kirby Battle Royale. Special offers on a whole buttload of games. And more special offers. I didn't see. Wii U got Swap Blocks. I don't see anything about themes. Are we not getting themes again? I'm really missing the Hello Kitty stuff. Oh, well. Guess we'll have to do without it. What time are we at?
They sigh.
First comment comes from... Low Camp, and Low Camp says, Elliot Quest, get it if you don't have it. It has great music and a nice pace for a Zelda 2-esque styled game. Well, Low Camp, I 1,000,000% agree with you. It's the best Zelda 2 sequel that's not a real Zelda 2 sequel. It is a lot of fun. You can get it on Wii U, you can get it on 3DS, and you can get it on Switch. Sorry, I was reading a Facebook thing I got. We're doing this real quick. It's not. It's EA. EA was asked about Star Wars Battlefront 2 and why it's not on the Switch. And EA says, well, not EA. Motive Studios producer David Robillard says, this is something we'll explore if we see opportunities there.
If I feel like
but it's not something that's on the books right now. You know, standard EA garbage. We've all. Well, you know, I'm going to read your comments because I want to see what you have to say.
Nothing but love for EA.
Let's see. You guys gave it a -10.
-10.
First, or top-rated comment comes from Game God, and Game God says, "Don't care for Loot Wars Battle Crate 2." Yeah, there's been a lot of hubbub made about all the Loot Crate stuff in that game. So, here's a sad story, but it's funny too. Pokemon Go. People play it. People cheat at it. How do they cheat? They spoof their locations through GPS because, you know, some Pokemon are only in certain areas, so they just make it look like they're in that area with cheating methods.
How do they do that?
I don't know. What do I look like? A
cheater?
Doctor?
If you were my doctor, you would not be my doctor.
And Niantic is always like out to squash the cheaters, and rightfully so because it's their game. If you want to, if they want to stop people from cheating,
if they want to maintain the integrity of their product, they have every right to do so.
So here's the best part. They put out a new update for the game, which included a whole bunch of stuff, but also in there, and not in the patch notes, was new methods to block cheaters from spoofing their locations. Well, obviously the people who follow this stuff are very quick to notice that there was something going on with the game, because people who were cheating were getting a message that said, "We have detected software that can interfere with the operation of Pokemon Go on your device. This includes applications that falsify your location.
Not cool.
Using unauthorized software that directly impacts Pokemon Go is a violation of Niantic's terms of service and can result in the loss of your account. You will need to uninstall any such applications in order to continue gameplay." So you could lose your account and all your Pokemon. And cheaters are like, yeah, whatever. So cheaters, in less than an hour after the update came out, found a workaround for it. And Niantic responded by removing the update. They were just like,
So,
well, you got us this time, cheater.
The cheaters won.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's always a cat and mouse game. But
So the lesson here is always cheat.
always cheat. Yes.
Always cheat.
It's the only way to get what you want.
Here's the, this is what I did today's big story on, which I did right before the podcast started. Good night, Bjorna. Good
Bye.
to see you.
See you.
So we've gone through this whole rigmarole before. Monster Hunter Double Cross Switch, is it getting localized? Maybe. Then Capcom's like, no. And then Capcom's like, we didn't say no. We just didn't say yes. And then we just like, that was it.
But they did say no.
I know. They said everything.
Okay.
And then it went dormant for a while. And then a lovely reader of GoNintendo who goes by the name Lemangalaser
What a beautiful name.
said, hey, there's
This
this
is my
interview with
beautiful
somebody at
daughter,
Capcom.
Crumpeen.
There's this interview with somebody at Capcom Europe, and they make it sound like Double Cross Switch is going to get localized. So this is an interview with High News, and they're talking to Klaus Walter, Capcom Europe's Klaus Walter. Now, this interview, their website is in English, not Google translated. It's in English, but it's in English from someone who doesn't have a firm grasp on English. It's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can read it, but, you know, it's not right.
Mm-hmm.
So the interviewer asked this guy at Capcom, does the release of Monster Hunter World...
Monster Hunter. Is that from the website?
No. Does the release
You
of
said here,
Monster
Hunter.
World on PS4, Xbox One, and PC... Yeah, see, I read it, and then it makes no sense. I'm going to say it exactly how it's said, not Monter. Does the release of Monster Hunter World on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, Capcom has decided to refuse to release exclusive games for Nintendo and go to the multi-platform strategy? Or Nintendo will receive exclusive game series? Klaus Walter says, I wouldn't say that other platforms won't get games from us. For example, the Switch will soon get Monster Hunter Double Cross. So that the release of Monster Hunter World does not mean that the series suddenly became exclusive of any of the consoles.
I generally know what's going on, but I feel weird about it.
Now, I want to point this out. This interview was conducted somewhere in between September 28th and October 1st. Monster Hunter Double Cross Switch came out in Japan August 25th, I believe. So this interview came out after the release in Japan. And here Mr. Walters says, Switch will soon get Monster Hunter Double Cross. So you don't soon get something that has released somewhere. You soon get it in a region where it has not been released, which would indicate that it's going to get localized in Europe because Klaus is from Europe, or worldwide. But then again, is this just a bad translation? I don't know. And I know Capcom won't tell me, because I've asked Capcom in the past for comment, and they specifically told me they won't give me any more comment on the matter.
I'd
so
say it's worth speculating.
I'm just going to drop an F-bomb. So we're F'd, because I can't ask them because they won't give me anything.
I want to hunt monsters, too.
Wouter says, I have serious doubts, but also, I'd probably buy it. Well...
But also mild doubts, too.
I have very serious and mild doubts. I hope it happens. And yes, I'm ending it with this top story because it's the last top story I did before the podcast, but also because it's my favorite one.
No.
Adam Creighton, studio GM and director of development at Panic Button, which I said earlier is working on the port of Doom for the Switch, talked about bringing the game to the Switch. He says, it's been hard bringing Doom to the Switch, wicked hard. But I would expect it to be. This is a title that is so frenetic and action-packed and gameplay pure that getting it to work correctly on the hardware is really important to us. And we spend a lot of time trying to make sure it measures up from the lens of, does it feel like Doom? And then later on in the interview, he says something that I love. He says, this might sound offensive, But I'm bummed some gamers focus on frame rate or resolution and don't focus on, is it fun or does the gameplay feel good? I know we're working hard to bring quality games to the hardware for which we develop, to make them enjoyable on the TV, to make them enjoyable on the go. I'm proud of my team. We're working hard. We're not cutting corners, and we're not leaving anything on the table. So he's like, hey, assholes, the game being fun is important. If the game is 1080p or 4K and 60 frames per second and it plays like garbage and it's not fun, then what the hell does it matter? Now, obviously, a frame rate does matter to gameplay, I would say, more than resolution, because a game that has a frame rate of like 2 frames per second wouldn't be playable. But a game with frame rate dips, we grew up in an age of games with frame rate dips. They had it all the
accidental
time.
bullet time.
It didn't make us hate the games. Accidental bullet time.
Pretty much.
That would be, see, in today's world, that would be on the box. That would be a bullet point.
Accidental bullet time.
Yep.
It's a feature.
It's a feature, yeah. Gold Ultima has the top rated comment, and he says, this guy sounds like the kind of person I could hit up a pub with. Well, if I drank or if they served milk at pubs, then I would do that too.
He loves milk.
That's it.
Whoa.
All right. You play anything you want to talk about?
I played a little of Happy Wheels.
Really?
Yeah.
On your phone or on your computer?
On my phone.
There are new levels for the wheelchair man.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that's right.
How's it going?
This is close.
Okay,
I will never not laugh at that game.
Me neither.
My leg.
I got through. I finally completed a level with Irresponsible Dad that had been giving me trouble.
Yes, there are some tough levels.
Yes, that's the Irresponsible.
There are a number of levels that I played for like a long, long time.
Yeah.
What made you get back into that?
I think it was just because I was
bedridden.
I was sick and I was.
Oh yeah.
I was just like lying on the couch and all I had was my phone handy.
That's right, man. You were right. Bedridden. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I saw those new levels came out, and I haven't had a chance to play them.
But yeah, when that game has been out like for years now, and they still haven't like unlocked all the characters.
No, it takes its time. You know what else I find surprising? No company has thought to bring that to a console. Like, why isn't that on any console anywhere? Like, I don't get it at all. Like, it seems like a shoo-in. It's not like it's too violent. Like, I know it is violent, but there's games that are far more violent than that on the system. It'd be perfect for like a digital download. I would gladly pay money to play that game with like a traditional controller or something like that. And, you know, maybe if they brought the level creation and online sharing too, yeah, that's definitely be worth a purchase. Is that it?
Oh yeah, I also beat Castlevania 4.
Oh, congratulations!
Way to go!
A week or two ago. So yeah, I can finally say I beat Castlevania 4. I don't know if I would have been able to beat Dracula if I didn't know about that secret area just before
down in the corner
staircase. Yeah.
Lots of Castlevania games have that. That one pays off big time though.
Yeah, and
I like how it drops power-ups that don't even make sense. Like, cause like it'll drop like, you know.
What do the numerals do again?
They let you throw more sub weapons at once, so you can throw 3 cross boomerangs, whatever you want to call them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, because when you're down there, it drops like 20 turkey legs or whatever the hell they are, but you need like 3 to fill up. But then it drops the Roman numeral 2. And then it drops the 3 right after it, so making the 2 pointless. But
it's very gratifying.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
because you get all the stuff.
It is. It is
right before the biggest test of your life.
It's true.
And I think the only reason I knew about that spot was from watching the Angry Video Game Nerd when he did his his Castlevania reviews.
I remember that one.
Is that a recent episode? Or
It's pretty old.
He hasn't made anything new for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a new episode not that long. He did an episode. I think his newest one is all about Game Boy accessories, and it shows like how monstrously big you can make the Game Boy.
Yeah, we had the what do you call it? The speakers that jammed on the bottom. We had the Light Boy, the Magna Boy.
He had some that were real that I put. Like I've seen big accessories for it before, but like ones that make it like this big, like unbelievable.
Like an exoskeleton.
It is like if you're like, you know, if you're in the middle of fight or something and you're hurting for armor, you could just strap that sucker on. It's crazy. Some of that stuff is mind-boggling. I really think some of the accessory makers were just like, let's just see how big we can make the system.
I'm interested.
We'll
watch.
Yeah.
Did you play anything you want to?
No, but I did read an interesting article about a game I haven't played.
Okay.
A new Lord of the Rings game.
Yes.
Where you can mentally break orcs.
Yes.
And you can kill them and they come back to life, and you can like shame them. And
yes.
So the guy was talking about playing it and how like weird it made him feel, and how that's a new wrinkle in games where you have like, you know, this remorse feeling.
Yes. I
mean, I hadn't played it, so I obviously don't have a frame reference. I just thought it was an interesting reflection to have on where games have kind of gotten to in terms of immersion and why people play things, and you know, the relationships you feel with these, you know, complex AIs that you interact with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a sequel. I haven't played the first one. I heard this one's not so hot, but I know a lot of people really like the first one. They had that same kind of stuff in it. Yeah, there's definitely games that do that kind of stuff too, but that's much more like, let's call it a dude bro game, like you know, like aggression.
Right.
Not to knock it, that you know, those kind of games can be fun without a doubt. But yeah. What did I play? I told you all the stuff I played at Nintendo. I'm playing something I can't tell you about, and it's not Odyssey. It's something else I can't talk about, but I really want to talk about. All right, let me do this again.
Ooh.
I'm playing something that I can't talk about, and boy, is it fun. I wish I could tell you about it. Hey, did you guys see that movie, The Mummy?
Nobody else did.
I just thought of that right now.
Okay. All right.
The end.
Unrelated.
Completely.
Content.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know why it popped in my head. But
So
I can talk about that game.
So you're
next
playing
week.
like a Brendan Fraser Sims type shit game? That moment?
I've made my own Brendan Fraser simulator.
Fraser.
Brendan Fraser.
He's Canadian. So
He's in
it's
some new TV show.
Fraser. Nude TV show?
No,
is Liz Hurley in it?
I specifically said I am not talking about Odyssey. There was no hint there about that at all.
There was a mummy.
Tim, I don't know why you brought that game up.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't play too much this week because, to tell you the truth, it was the worst week I've ever had with GoNintendo, ever.
Yeah, you mentioned what's going on. It was worse than when the site got totally jacked.
Yeah, because you know, when
that?
the site when I lost a year's worth of work, don't get me wrong, that was depressing. But I'm like, you know, life goes on. It is what it is.
Life goes on, bro.
Fresh start. But the things that made work bad this week, I will gladly tell you about after the podcast. I can't tell it on the show. But holy crap, it has been a disaster. Terrible.
Wrong.
I'm excited to tell you.
It's awful.
Yeah,
not fun. Well, catharsis. Let's do it.
Well, yeah, I know. Oh, yes, that's what I've been playing. I've been playing The Evil Within 2.
Oh,
that's what it's called, right?
Already.
Yeah, that's the name, right?
Yeah.
I really liked the first one. I don't remember. Did you borrow that from me? Did you play that at all?
No, but I guess I could borrow it.
Yes. I mean, if you like more traditional Resident Evil, that's what The Evil Within is. And it's made by Shinji Mikami, the guy who did Resident Evil 4 and other Resident Evil games. So I'm playing The Evil Within 2. And I like it. It's really good. You know what it feels like? It feels like what Resident Evil 4 should have been. Like what Resident Evil 4's evolution should have been. Feels like the next step for the Resident Evil franchise. Because, you know, Resident Evil 4 was action heavy, which this game is.
So
but
it feels
it's
like what Resident Evil 5 should have been.
Yes.
Okay.
5 was like really all out action, and I felt like very little in the way of Resident Evil. This is like Resident Evil 4, so there's plenty of action, but they're still going around and collecting things and some light puzzles and stuff like that. But instead of the linear experience that Resident Evil 4 was, this is it's not open world, but it gives you a very big open space to start out with. You're in a town, and you're free to wander it on your own. It's not like a big open world, but it is a sizable chunk of space. And you have things you're supposed to do, but you are free to go where you want, which I felt was interesting. I think is a neat evolution. I really like it. It's just fun. Like, I like that feeling of Resident Evil 4. Like, just that mix of action and horror and suspense. I really, really enjoyed it, and it makes sense that I'm getting that from the Evil Within 2 because it's the main developer. I think they're doing a great job with it. I heard not a lot of people are picking it up. I don't know if it's because it's such a busy time and really big games are coming out. But yeah, more than worth your money if you like the first one. And they do something in this game. Like, I wasn't scared by the Evil Within. I'm not scared by the Evil Within 2. But they do something that I've never seen in a game before, and it did make me feel nervous. There's certain sections in the game where there's this weird creature that's like chasing you, and you don't have access to your weapons, and you have to find out how to get away from it, which, you know, is a little nerve-wracking in and of itself, but nothing major. But I'm playing it on PS4, and this weird creature kind of has like this song that it sings, and you know it's getting close to you by hearing the song louder, but you hear it on the speaker in the controller. So you're like wandering around in silence, and then you'll hear like, and you're like, oh God, no. Because this thing can like go through walls. Nice. It doesn't need to open doors or anything. Right. And it's one of those, you know, it's like your standard, like twitchy moving goes. So it'll be like really slow, and then it's like, and flies across the room. And but you're like hiding behind a counter, like watching it. And you're like, oh my God, that's see me.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The game does like psychological horror very good. Like the plot really keeps you guessing as to what's going on, because your character's not supposed to know if he's like, I don't want to spoil things. He doesn't know if what he's seeing is real. And you go back and forth, and I'm playing, and I'm like, I don't know if what he's experiencing is real life or not. Very interesting. A lot of fun. Plus, it has that cheesy aspect that Resident Evil 4, all the Resident Evil games used to have. So there's a little bit of like cheesy dialogue, but it feels right. It feels good. It's fun. It's not anything that takes you out of the experience, but yeah, it's good stuff. I'm really enjoying it. So I got to get back into that. I'm like 8 hours into it, I think. It's fun. I have a lot of fun. All right, let me do. Oh yeah, we don't have. We ain't got no OJ. We don't have music to do today because mom brain. Music's my favorite part. So I will read a question. We need
questions. Question 1, 2, 3.
You know what? You think I'd remember to?
I wouldn't think that.
To log into the stuff before the podcast, so I don't have to do it while we're here. Next week I will. I promise. Oh, now I forgot what I typed.
See?
Okay, I'm in. All right, let's do a question. If you want to send us a question about Nintendo or video games or anything in general, you can send your question to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. We got an email from Jet Jaguar, Focused All Attacks Jet Jaguar, and he says, this question is for Raw Meat. What were your listener numbers roughly for the podcast around the launch of the Wii? I fondly remember listening to your podcast for the first time while exploring Hyrule in Twilight Princess. He says listeners circa 2006. Well, my friend, I don't mean to be one of those people, but I can't tell you the numbers because those are for my advertisers, and I'm not allowed to talk about that stuff because they have the rights. What I can tell you is the podcast right now is the most popular it has ever been by a large margin. So I can tell you that, but I can't give you specific numbers. I apologize for being one of those guys, but you know, I need to pay my mortgage, and if I break contract, then I get in trouble and I don't get money. And no,
man, no,
you need to get out of here. So I would tell you if I could. I would if I could. Bitch. Thank you very much for the email, Jet Jaguar. And boy, does that make me feel old. Because you were listening in 2006, and it's 2017. And we're still going.
That wasn't recently at all.
I'll do one more question. AJ, I'll do Pratt Trap. Oh my God, is Pratt Trap still around? Pratt Trap says, a hot dog is not, this isn't a question. A hot dog is not a sandwich because the meat itself is the hot dog. and the bread is simply a vessel for transporting it to your mouth without utensils.
Dog and vessel.
Are quesadillas a sandwich since the tortillas are required for consumption? Is a taco salad a taco that purposefully fell apart? All right, let me break this down.
Wait.
Are quesadillas a sandwich since the tortillas are required for consumption? Are they required?
Yeah.
They're not required.
Well, queso means cheese and dia means required tortilla.
Oh, well then, I guess so.
I speak a Spanish.
Is a
What did he say about hot dogs? Like,
let me tell
they
you
can't-
again.
They can't be a sandwich because the hot dog is the meat.
No.
A hot dog is not a sandwich because the meat itself is the hot dog,
Right.
and the bread is simply a vessel for transporting it to your mouth without utensils. So he's saying instead of using like a fork or a knife or I guess bare-handed hot dog,
or a skewer.
the
of some
vessel
kind.
for picking it up. So some guy someday was like holding a piece of bread and dropped a hot dog, and he like picked it up with the bread and was like and ate
Not
it. And
bad.
it's like, oh, all
So,
right.
so he's claiming that the bun is actually not part of the hot
He's
dog.
claiming that what he's saying here is a bun is a utensil.
Okay.
So bread is merely a food delivery service.
I guess
isn't that true
if
of
we
all
think of more
sandwiches?
things that are like that, then it might hold some water.
I mean, that's the case for like any food. Like you could put like
Isn't that true? Of
Well,
all
the sandwich
sandwiches?
is not necessarily just what's inside it. A sandwich is not some lunch meat and with mustard on it. That's not a sandwich. A sandwich is only a sandwich when there is then bread.
yes.
A hot dog's still a hot dog without a bun.
Yes,
Yeah, that's true.
that is true. I agree.
Right.
So I guess he has a point.
He does have a point, but overall, he's incorrect.
Well, it's never been called a hot dog sandwich. So for that reason, I'm going to go with
But from
tradition.
now on, it will.
I'm going to go with tradition. You know, tradition holds weight.
But they did used to
Oh,
call
boy.
hamburgers hamburger sandwich.
Man,
That's
I
true.
could go for a hot dog
Well,
sandwich.
because an
right
actual
now.
hamburger is a meat patty from Hamburg. You order one of those over there, and you get meat. Hamburger sandwich.
Hamburger.
Well, it was also called a Frankfurter, but it was never called a Frankfurter sandwich. So I don't think there's anything to point to, historically speaking, that would lead us to this ridiculous path.
I'm just glad that so many years later we're still having this conversation.
Oh, it's fun
And I
because
mean
it's
that.
because
I
it's
mean that.
apolitical and everyone loves a good dog.
Who doesn't like arguing about hot dogs? The Name King Clan says a hot dog not on a bun is still a hot dog. Yes, that's what we were saying. And Aloe Wolf says, thanks, guys. I'm starving now. All right. Wait a minute. Christopher says he's making dinner at the moment. And I think
Is he making hot dogs?
Oh,
Murasaki's talking about sandwiches not being as nice without the bread.
remember what had been Danny and Johnny's, Main Street?
Yeah.
That's now a gourmet hot dog joint.
Oh,
Who knew?
I feel like that's not
Like
It's true.
words that should go together.
Gourmet hot dog joint.
Gourmet hot dog, yeah.
That place in New Brunswick's killing it. What's it called?
Hot dog Larry's.
No, it's like a big restaurant, and it's like hot dogs from all around the world and shit.
Shovel. Is that the name of it? Hot dogs from all around the world and shovel.
I find it for you.
I find it. All right, well, that'll be for the after
One of
show.
my coworkers' husbands runs it.
Thanks
And-
for watching.
And the hot dog troop has been there many times. Yes, thank you.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for joining us.
I hope
Thanks,
you have
Comanche.
fun eating your hot dogs this weekend. And we're 1 week away from Odyssey, guys. Hang in there. I got to end this show before the cat ruins it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll do the after show. See you later. Goodbye, everybody.
Hey! Destination Dogs.
Destination dog.
I
Mm,
think that's the name of a porno.
it's big. It's big
That's
and
a
nasty.
big hot dog. Destination dogs. Well, tell me one of the weird hot dogs they have there.
The Destination Dogs?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's the Mexican
Okay.
hot dog that has cheese on it.
What?
All right, here we go. The Cyclone. Not crazy. Oh, these are named after airports.
The
That's interesting.
Cyclone. I'm not crazy.
Named after airports.
Okay, we got, yeah, see?
What are you doing?
'Cause it's- Destination Dogs, like you're flying to a new destination. So they have all the airport codes. Okay, so we got the Paul Bunyan, which is Minnesota. MSP is the airport code for that, which is clever. Deep fried all beef hot dog with pork roll, cheese sauce. Oh, sorry, that's Trenton. The Trenton Thunder. Get it? Oh, that's clever. Deep fried all beef hot dog with pork roll, cheese sauce, tomato, pepper, jelly. Woo.
Pork roll. Wow.
Yeah, Paul Bunyan, Minnesota. Breakfast sausage
Heavy
with fried
gas.
potato, bacon, maple syrup, topped with a fried egg. We got the Poi Boy. That's clever. From Maui, Hawaii. Wild boar sausage, pork belly, pineapple relish, Dijon mustard. The Scarlet Bite. Clever again. New Brunswick. All beef hot dog, cheese sauce, French fries, cabbage, tomato, pickle, mustard, mayo, ketchup. I think that's a grease truck nod. The Cleo McDowell, Queens, New York. Cleo McDowell, McDowell's Trading Places, Queens, New York. All beef hot dog, cheese sauce, secret sauce, cabbage, onions, pickle, sesame seeds. It's obviously a Big Mac run up. El Borracho, New Mexico. All beef hot dog wrapped in corn tortilla with jack cheese, deep fried, topped with cheese sauce, chipotle, sour cream, cilantro on a stick.
Wow.
Those are just the domestics. We got internationals. Conquistador, spicy chorizo, patatas bravas, and scallions. We got the Gladiator.
The King Clown says, the Switch dock is sort of like a hot dog bun. It's true. It's true.
We got the Achilles meal
Switch
from
dog.
Greece. Lamb sausage with tzatziki, tomato, shredded cabbage, onions. The Guten Dog from Germany. Bratwurst, sauerkraut, sauteed and spicy brown. Chivas Real, Mexico. Deep fried hot dog, cheese sauce, stripped bacon, salsa verde, sour cream, scallions. The Slumdog Millionaire.
I don't get it.
Vegetarian sausage topped with samosa fillings, sriracha mayo. Lao Che Express number 5, Japan. Cantonese sausage, pickled egg, cucumbers, wasabi mayo, sesame seeds. List goes on.
Thank you for that. Was perfect timing to stop there. Thanks for watching and listening and hanging out for the hot dog after show. Maybe we'll do this
Hot dog
regularly.
after show.
But yeah, have a great
I
weekend,
will read
everybody.
to you tempting menu items.
And now 5 minutes of tempting menu items. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.